Long before the first word was spoken, long before the earliest campfire crackled against the night, our world was not silent, it was simply unseen. This was an age we might call the Unnamed Dawn, a time when the earth was perpetually draped in a soft silver mist. And deep beneath the ground, far below the tangled roots of ancient slumbering forests, there lived a civilization no human has ever known, the Lumarii. The Lumarii were beings of a different kind, made not of flesh and bone, but of living light. Imagine countless stars, captured and given consciousness, drifting through the heart of the earth. They glowed with an internal radiance, and their voices were like soft chimes, a gentle music that shimmered through solid stone. They were the silent guardians of balance, the protectors of the earth's very heartbeat. Their purpose was to observe, to maintain the quiet harmony of the planet from within. Every 1,000 years a sacred ritual took place. The Lumarii would gather in their grandest cavern around a phenomenal artifact known as the core mirror. This was no ordinary crystal. It was a lens into time, reflecting not what was, but what would be. It showed them the future of the world above, the world bathed in sunlight and shadow that they had never touched. For eons, the reflections were serene. The slow drift of continents, the rise and fall of mountains, the patient growth of colossal trees. But one day, something changed. As the Lumarii gathered, the core mirror began to tremble, its crystalline surface rippling with an energy they had never witnessed. Within its polished depths, strange, unfamiliar shadows began to form. They were creatures of a design completely alien to the Lumarii beings, with hands capable of immense strength, minds filled with a boundless curiosity, and hearts that held the power to shape the fate of entire worlds. These were humans. Not yet born, not yet walking the earth, but their arrival was now a certainty, a promise etched into the fabric of time. The Lumarii watched, their soft chimes falling silent, replaced by a collective sense of wonder and a deep, unsettling worry. The mirror showed them flickers of humanity's destiny, a future that blazed with both brilliance and ruin. These creatures could build mountains of their own making or tear them down to dust. They could weave tapestries of harmony or unleash storms of chaos. Their potential was a volatile, unpredictable flame. Among the gathered Lumarii, there was a young light being named Auri. Auri was the smallest spark among them, a newer, less weathered light. While the elders saw danger and unpredictability in the mirror's visions, Auri saw something else. Auri believed that the future shouldn't be feared, it should be guided. A choice, not a sentence. Driven by this conviction, Auri made a decision that would ripple through eternity. In a silent act of defiance and hope, Auri rose from the gathering around the core mirror. Drifting away from the worried chimes of the elders, Auri began a journey no Lumarii had ever undertaken. Upward through layers of dense, ancient stone, past veins of shimmering ore and sleeping crystals. The journey was long and solitary, a silent ascent through the planet's history. Finally, after what felt like an age, Auri broke through the surface. For the very first time, a Lumarii experienced the world above. Auri saw the sky, a vast, impossible blue. Auri felt the cool rush of a river, a sensation utterly new. And Auri bathed in the light of the sun, a warmth so different from the cool glow of the Lumarii. In that moment, surrounded by the raw, untamed beauty of the surface world, Auri understood something profound. Something the core mirror, for all its power, could never show. Human potential wasn't just a flickering flame of good or bad, it was infinite. It was a blank canvas. Auri decided to stay. For centuries, this lone spark of light became an invisible companion to the earliest humans. Auri couldn't speak their burgeoning languages or build their first shelters, but could do something far more important. Auri whispered inspiration directly into their hearts. When a lone hunter first thought to strike two stones together, a quiet shimmer of light Auri was there, nudging the idea forward until a spark was born. When a storyteller first looked at the stars and imagined heroes and monsters, a gentle glow warmed their mind. Auri taught them how to dream beyond survival, how to hope for a better tomorrow, how to create. Whenever a new idea was born, a small, almost imperceptible glow would shimmer beside the thinker. The humans would notice it sometimes, mistaking it for a trick of the sunlight, a reflection from the fire, or a figment of their tired eyes. They never knew they had a celestial muse, a guardian of inspiration watching over them. They never knew it was Auri. Time flowed on like a great river. Millennia passed. Humans grew wiser, stronger, and their curiosity blazed brighter than ever. They built villages, then cities. They learned to write, to sing, to sail across vast oceans. They looked at their world and asked, why? And then looked at the stars and asked, what if? Auri watched as they learned to walk forward on their own, their steps growing more confident with each generation. The whispers were no longer needed. The spark of creativity was now a self-sustaining fire within the human soul. Seeing this, knowing the foundation was laid, the lonely guardian of light made another journey. Auri quietly returned underground, sinking back through the earth to rejoin the Lumarii. When Auri reappeared among them, the elders floated closer, their light pulsing with a question that had haunted them for ages. They chimed in unison, their voices echoing through the great cavern. Tell us, Auri, will they destroy the world, or will they save it? Auri paused, the light within glowing with the wisdom of centuries spent in the sun. Then, Auri's chime rang out, clearer and more confident than ever before. They will become whatever they believe they can be. And so it is said that hidden deep beneath our feet, in halls of crystal and stone, the Lumarii still watch our world. Not to control it, not to judge it, but to witness the incredible, unpredictable, and magnificent story that we are still writing. They are the silent audience to our grand play. Some people say that on quiet nights, when you're working on something you're passionate about, when an idea strikes you like a sudden bolt of lightning, if you look very closely, you might see a tiny, fleeting shimmer of light in the corner of your room. That glow, that little spark of impossible warmth. That is Auri, still whispering, still reminding us that the future is not written in stone. It is ours to create. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, remember to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need a little spark of inspiration today.